Happy Monday morning, you all. How are you all doing? This is your girl, Shan. Like I say every week, I hope and pray that you all are doing well. The Kings are doing well, cannot complain. Had a nice, relaxing weekend. And I hope the same for you all. So, church notes. Let me go ahead and get into the church announcement. Join us for Marriage Mondays with the Kings tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. What we're going to be speaking about tonight, meaning me and my husband, okay? Marriage. Are you in a partnership or a dictatorship? That's what we're going to be speaking about tonight. Marriage. Are you in a partnership or a dictatorship? Okay? Because there are so many married people, of course, that be speaking to me and my husband, not just because our profession is counselors, but also being radio personalities. And baby, good morning, beautiful. If you do a good old assessment, now, for those who are single, because we never leave out our singles, right? You may want to take some good old church notes, just in case in the future where you think you're going into a partnership, but you like, whoa. You acting like a dictator up in this joint. But anywho, that'll be tonight. If you want to listen locally, that is on 98.5 FM, The Rock. If you want to listen nationally and internationally, West, that you go to prosperitybroadcasting.net. And if you want to watch the show tonight, go to our Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel, okay? And then all the podcasts. If you're a podcast person, then go ahead and just search Marriage Mondays with the Kings. Boom, we'll pop up. 9 times out of 10, we will. So, what I'm going to be speaking about on this morning is you don't know my story. You don't know my story. Listen. I'm not going to sit up here and act like there is not a lot that is going on in today's time. People are suffering, okay, here in the United States. Let me just be honest. A lot of people are suffering. It may be even around the world, but I'm going to speak about the United States on this morning. A lot of people are going through, excuse me, you have the furlough, the government furlough that's going on. You have the cost of living that is skied in higher than a giraffe's behind. Okay. It's a lot going on in the world today. All right. And with that being said, what I don't understand, and y'all help me, is why is that people are so committed to being divided? That's what I don't know. I don't understand that. Why are people so committed to being divided? Okay. Now listen. Shan, you talking about, I ain't talking about no kumbaya. I'm not talking about ignore what you see. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting because I thought about this. When I first went into the military and I was in basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Oh, Lord, that wasn't no joke. In the wintertime, okay? However, the whole point of why I'm bringing that up is because what we would do as basic recruits, you know what I'm saying, at basic training, we new to the Army, is we would sit around when we had a little bit of downtime and say, hey, if you don't mind me asking, why did you end up coming into the military? Why did you end up coming to the military? We would listen to each other's stories, okay? And with that, what that built was camaraderie. What we understood was a lot of us are not different. We are not different. We have some of the same struggles. We have some of the same upbringings. We have some of the same situations. You don't know my story. And the thing is, instead of us keyboard bullying on social media and allowing these bots to get us up in arms, because see, AI got us arguing with ourselves. But y'all don't want to hear that. Baby, I don't argue with anybody that disagree with me because you don't know my story. Okay? And even if a mug do know my story, 9 times out of 10, they hating. When people learn that you have, I hate to say started from the bottom, now you hear it. That's the song that come up in my head. Y'all know I'm a song girly. I love me some music. When people know that you've had humble beginnings and you don't look like what you've been through, like the old heads used to say, that's when jealousy creep in. And that's whether you are a believer or not a believer. That's just what people do, because how dare you be successful? How dare you live like this when you didn't have no food growing up, when you grew up in an abusive home, when you was born to a single parent? How dare you? But guess what? You don't know my story. Okay? And what we as individuals do not do is take the time to learn each other's story, even not being in the military. Let's say I happen to go on Fort Hood, okay, not too far from where I reside right now. And one of the things that my husband and I like to do is we like to train suicide prevention, okay? That's a whole nother story. We do a lot of things, but we like to train suicide prevention. So between the breaks, I would ask some of the civilian workers or those who are, Air Force, airmen, Army soldiers, whomever's in our class, dependents of the military, how did you get here? Where are you from? And how did you get here? Oh, I'm from Guam. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Barbados. I'm from New York. I'm from Oklahoma. How did you get here? And so I can gain better understanding of that person. I can sympathize and empathize. And that's the thing to get me when all this tomfoolery be going on. And I'm trying not to be specific. People will sit up here and say, oh, you should have sympathy. You should have empathy for this situation. How am I having sympathy and empathy for something that I don't even know? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I can pray for you because prayer is free. Now, Shan, why are you bringing it up? Because this trickled down to relationships. Whether it be friendships, whether it be we were best friends, whether it be we're in a marriage, it trickles down to that. We as a people do not take the time, or we'll hear somebody's story outside of those who we have relations with, and we'll have more sympathy and empathy for them than the ones that we do. So let me go ahead and make it plain. Let's go to the marriage real quick. Okay. See, this is something that I see that burns me up. Stop doing that. Stop doing what I'm about to say. When you sit up and you're in a dating phase, if you will, or you're married, and wives, I'm just gonna be honest, because it be us to be saying it 9 times out of 10. Well, my husband don't open up to me. My husband don't tell me anything. Why is it that my husband feel comfortable speaking to other people and not speaking to me? Okay, let me start off with the wives. And don't y'all come for me, because y'all know it's equal opportunity. The men can get it too. But let me speak about the wives. Wives, because we don't create a safe space. Or wives, we may create a safe space for our husband to be able to share their heart with us. They may not have had that in their childhood because we didn't take the time to really hear their story to see what their upbringing is like. We are re-traumatizing them. Okay? They supposed to be a man. They this age. They supposed to act like this. Isn't it ironic that we say that as women, but when men do that to us, we get mad? Just say ouch and amen. Just say ouch and amen. So going back to what I was saying. You haven't created a safe space. Let me tell you something else we do as well. Men do this too. Husbands, you do this too. But women, what we do as well as wives is our husband will take the opportunity to open up to us about something small. And then when many of us don't get our way or get what we want, or we always want to walk around and remain mad, then what we'll do is we'll wait till the perfect opportunity and we will throw that which he shared with us up in his face in the midst of an argument. Oh, and that's why you went through this, and that's why and that's trifling. And if you that type of wife, your sis, your cousin, as our homeboy Stu Hype say, is just gonna make it plain. You're trifling, sis. You're trifling because you can't turn around and get mad at that man if he won't open up to you so you can hear more of his story, so you can get to know him on a more deeper or intimate level. I wouldn't open up to your tale as a friend if me and you are good girls. You know what I'm saying? We girlfriends or whatever. I share something with you and you call yourself being mad at me for whatever reason because you got an attitude and you throw that thing up in my face. Baby, you ain't got to worry about me telling you nothing else. You ain't got to worry about it. Then you sit up here acting big mad to me. Why you acting brand new? Because, baby, you only got one time to burn me. Okay? So if I know how I feel in relation to you, sis, why wouldn't your husband feel any different? Okay? I'm just saying. Because I'm going to share with y'all, I used to want to hear my husband's story. Okay? I used to, feel bad. He's heard my story. He felt bad or whatever. But I'm going to tell you what I used to do. When we used to argue, good morning, beautiful. When we used to argue, and you know how you below the belt, you playing dirty dozens, and my tongue is sharper than a two-edged sword too. Baby, I would slice him up. I can only talk about this because I used to do it. And then turn around and get mad and say, well, why you feel comfortable speaking to other people and you don't feel comfortable speaking to me? It's time for us to check ourselves. What is it that I done did in this situation or didn't do? Or how am I operating in an unhealthy way? Okay? So men, you do it too. You do it too. Because if we as a people have this, I don't even know where it's birthed from, to where we feel like we always got to prepare ourselves to protect ourselves. Now that's good within reason. But if it's somebody that I'm supposed to be vulnerable with, somebody that I'm supposed to love, or whatever the case may be, why would I want to hurt you? Now let me go back to you don't know my story. This is another thing that gets me about this. If you don't know a person's story and that person didn't want you to share it with anybody else, shut up. Shut up. Because a lot of people this day and age, let me tell you what I can say about the older generation to keep their mouth shut. Okay, a lot of them that passed on to glory. Baby, they used to take people's secrets to the grave. You heard me? I vowed I wasn't gonna say nothing. Even if they busted up, like the old folks used to say, and they not even friends anymore, they wouldn't put each other business out there. But see, nowadays, you got people that you trust, you open up to, and baby, because they feel away, baby, they gonna put all your business out there. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and then you try to play the victim. Let me tell you, I stay away from those type of people. When I hear somebody out here in these streets, and me and my husband hear a lot because of being radio personality for 9 years, people just come and they talk to us, okay? But when I know that you used to be cool with this person over here, and then you over here with this group of cackling females, and you telling all that business, baby, you ain't got to worry about me being in your circle. I don't want no parts of it. I don't, because guess what? Like our parents used to tell us, our mamas used to say this, if they'll do it to them, they'll do it to you, baby. So that's something that, So Shan, why you bringing this up? Because this is the thing. You have to be really careful who you share your story with, because everybody's not ready to receive it. Everybody's not able to receive it, okay? They want to know your business so that way they can go out and tell your business, especially if you're doing better than them. I don't get it. I do not get it. And being right here in the United States of America, when you got 40, 50, 60, and 70-year-olds out here acting like high school girls, middle school girls, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to know nothing about you. I don't want no parts of you. Okay? But what my prayer generally is God, Most High, yeah, surround me with grown, acting, mature, iron sharpening iron type people. Okay, I'm even have come to the point that now some people be out here lying. They be out here telling stories, okay, not sharing stories. They be telling stories because they want people to feel bad for them. And I'm gonna share this as well. And this is a little counseling nugget for you on this morning for the free 99, because that's just the type of person that I am. When somebody repeats the same story over and over and over and over, and even when you tell them, yeah, I remember you telling me that, or you told me this story before, and they still yet proceed to repeat it again, they are not healed. Okay? And you may be they. Okay? They are not healed. And that's okay. But find the words of love to say, you know what? You done told me this story 50, 11 times. I love you, and I need to share this with you. Go get you some counseling and process that in counseling. Because when a person repeatedly repeats stuff over and over because they want you to feel away, or it's us versus them, or them versus her, and her versus him, they need some healing. And you may be they, okay? Because what that tells me as a professional and just an individual as a whole is you're stuck. You're stuck in the place where you used to be. A lot of us have had stuck moments. I have had stuck moments. I wanted people to hear my story because, baby, I went through. But come to find out, a lot of us has gone through. A lot of people don't share what they went through because they don't know who they can trust. And I'm going to say this, and this is probably going to be my third closing. I was having a conversation with one of my classmates. And believe it or not, as of next year, it will be 30 years since I graduated from high school, right? And so in our conversation, and I've seen this particular classmate probably about 3 or 4 times, maybe 5, since we have graduated high school. That was the last time I seen a lot of my classmates because, as you all may know, and some of you all who are new, I graduated high school and then I joined the Army. I went, you know what I'm saying, graduated in May, and I was in basic training in November of Fort Leonard Wood, right? So as I'm having a conversation with her, she shares with me, as she's having or has had conversations with classmates, that a lot of us was going through the same struggle when we was in school. And I was kind of shocked, like, yo, for real? But this person, the way that they dress, and this person, the way that they carried themselves, we all had the same struggle. One of the things that she said that I thought was so profound was, she said, The thing that get me is, had we had known that we were all struggling the same, we could have been a support for each other to help each other through. Well, what is going on in this world today? I choose peace. Okay? I don't give a John Brown what the Democrats are doing. I don't care what the Republicans are doing. The left wing, the right wing. Listen, let me share something with y'all. Don't allow yourselves, and God is giving me this. Don't allow yourself to be overtaken by what the world is doing. It's hard. We know it. Some of us was raised on humble beginnings. Baby, we might have to go back and dust off them humble beginnings. I thank God. I didn't like it when I was in it. But I thank God for what I went through growing up. And some of you all should say the same thing. If you didn't have food, if you didn't have electricity, running water, the best clothes, the best vehicle to drive, I thank God that I did not now. I didn't like it when I was in it, because guess what? When you have been humble, and you've had humble beginnings, baby, when things like this, storms like this come, you know how to ride it out. When we had Stormageddon here in Texas and people didn't have electricity, running water, food, people were taking their food out their freezers and putting it outside. Animals were stealing their food just to keep their food from going bad because there was no electricity. Baby, I remember having a conversation with my husband. That man country. He country. I grew up country hood. He grew up country. Okay? So, baby, he had the wood out, the fireplace going, all that. Baby, it ain't no way on God's green earth I'm going to have a beautiful home with a fireplace and we ain't going to burn that fireplace, okay? We keep the fires burning. Now, with that being said, so my husband, I said, babe, if things get hard, like if our electricity go out, thank God it didn't, but if our electricity go out, baby, I was going to get them comforters. What y'all know about these? I was about to get to tacking it up on different, doorways and all that kind of stuff like that. I was going to go back to my humble beginnings. Our children don't really know about humble beginnings, but we don't shelter them from it. You know what I'm saying? But see, if I didn't learn a deeper understanding from my husband, come on, somebody, about what he went through in his childhood, we should listen to people and hear their story to gain understanding, not to overtalk them, not to learn something about them, and not to belittle them. If my husband didn't know my humble beginnings, baby, when Stormageddon happened, we wouldn't have known what to do. Okay? But because we are not surface people, we've had this period in our marriage. We know how to get intimate with conversations. We know how to have deeper level of understanding. So, in this time, we might want to start identifying, look, for those who know, you see I'm talking with my eye. We might want to start identifying who we cool with. We might want to start learning people's stories. Because when the stuff hit the fan or the shoe drop, you want to be able to know now who you can lock in with. Who gonna have your six, as we say in the military. Who have the ability, the knowledge, skills, and ability to do this, to grow this, to hunt this, to cook this. Because we need to know who can cook, who can go. Listen, and I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just saying, an unstable. It started giving in the United States unstable in all its ways, okay? The U.S. right now is mad unstable. Y'all keep on in la-la land if y'all want to. Y'all can act like, oh, whoop-de-doop-de-doo, it's not happening to me. And we need to get out that mindset, too. Quit speaking on stuff because you don't have the same struggle as somebody else. Well, why don't this be done? Well, why don't they just do this? Baby, if that's not your struggle, you don't know who else is struggling. I thank God that I used to work for the state of Texas. Baby, I don't care if people didn't have two nickels to rub together, all the way up to surgeons that work at some of the most prominent hospitals in our area. People are struggling, okay? Go back to what you know. Lock in with people. And don't lock in with people just so you can use them. Y'all also might want to be praying, God, give me discernment in these connections prayerfully you being led by God that he wants you to say. Don't just be locking up with people because they can use you. They can be from the enemy's camp, okay? And if y'all don't think that's the case, baby, what? Jesus had who that was in his camp and was still one of his enemies? And that's the son of the Most High. Hey, that don't mean it won't happen to you either. So let's get to the place where we stop judging people. Judge not, lest ye be judged. That's what the word of God says, okay? We sitting up here judging, and I'm going to keep coming for us who call ourselves believers. We call ourselves children of Christ. We call ourselves Christians. Y'all are the main ones. We need to stop this. Stop judging people. People are hurting, okay? I'm separating myself from people who call themselves believers, and you sitting up high and you looking low. Don't get knocked down off your spiritual horse, okay? Because you may say you serving God, but you serving the devil and slapping God on it. Don't play with me on this morning. It is time for us to get serious. People are hurting. And even though people think, oh, we go through this, and no, something about this time feels different. And those who've been going before you, some about this time is saying we may have to lock in a little bit longer. Some about this time say we may need to stop spending extra money. Okay? Because me and Mr. King had that conversation. Baby, you know, no, the King's Coins is on lockdown. Okay? Because we don't know what this is different. Something different. I pray it only lasts 2 weeks like it is done before. But some about this feel different. Okay? So lock into what you know. Get to learning, people. Quit judging. Because, baby, rough come to rough. And we got to tighten up them boot laces. You better know who you can lock in with. Trust me, the Kings already know. Like we tell people, we love y'all. We don't need no new friends. We don't need no new friends. Because we already know who got whose skill set. And I'm not speaking from just as a person. It's just what I see is structuring and moving from my military mind. Let me just say that. Some things, So don't get scared. Start listening to people's story. Be careful who you share your story with. Stop judging. Okay? Because when you out there all by yourself, don't get mad because ain't nobody helping you. Baby, you done had your mouth on everybody. You done been gossiping on everybody. You mad because your husband won't lock in. You been turning him down. You mad because your wife won't lock in. You been undermining her. Okay? Not holding her to high regard, but y'all supposed to be in the marriage. All right? So let me get up off of this. Join us tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRG and 98.5 FM The Rock. Now listen, what we're going to be speaking about tonight, marriage. Are you in a partnership or a dictatorship? We plan on giving some good old examples. You can examine yourself. Only you can assess that. You know, and if you're in a dictatorship and that's what worked for y'all, then that's what worked for y'all, okay? But a lot of people are talking about they really not happy in their marriage on the underlying surface, okay? I'm really not happy. They going along to get along. We're not trying to break up any marriages, but in order for things to heal for real, you first got to identify, all right? So, listen. We ain't gonna be on next week. I'm not gonna be here next week. It's a federal holiday in the United States of America. And being that it is, y'all know that we take off. So, Marriage Mornings with the Queen will be back in 2 weeks. If God say the same. And Marriage Mondays with the Kings as well. So, y'all have a blessed week. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody take you out of character because they can't unless you allow them to. Be a blessing and not a curse. And know that your girl Shannon will be back in 2 weeks with whatever it is that God placed on my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.